everybody, and welcome to A Game for Your Thoughts. Today we're going to be talking about Resident Evil 2, the remake of the 1998 classic. So this remake, it takes what's already there and completely modernizes it. Makes everything better graphically, gameplay-wise, and story-wise. It doesn't change very much, so don't expect very much changes there. But this game follows either Claire or Leon as they fight to escape from Raccoon City and not get their faces eaten off by grotesque creatures or zombified humans, and of course, not to get murdered by the horrifying Mr. X. To start off, I just want to say I freaking love this game. This game was fantastic. Everything in this game was really, really well done. The graphics were impressive. The gameplay was fun and scary, as you would expect from a horror game. I really enjoyed my time with it, and it was really hard to put down, even though it was scared the shit out of me 90% of the time. So one big change this game makes compared to the original is instead of having the fixed camera angles in the corners of the rooms, now you have an older over-the-shoulder camera, which gives you a third-person perspective on the action, which I really liked. It made things more scary and different because now I couldn't see everything in the room around me. I could only see what was in front of me. And that made me a little bit more edgy going around corners and kind of making sure I was watching my back so a sneaky zombie didn't sneak up on me and take a bite out of me. Well, I did love this perspective. I also thought it would have been awesome if they added a DLC edition or an extra game mode where they did the original fixed cameras but with these new vamped graphics. I thought that would have been really cool. So the basic story of Resident Evil 2, like I said, you're either following Claire or Leon as they're trying to fight against the zombie horde. The game starts out really basic. Leon's just a basic cop. He's starting his first day in Raccoon City Police Department, but when he arrives in town, things are not as they appear. And Claire, her brother, is Chris Redfield from the original game, and she hasn't heard from him in a while, so she's going to look for him, and she happens to stumble upon the zombie apocalypse and meets up with Leon. Eventually they get separated, and they go off on their own paths, which leads to diverging pathways, where at the beginning of the game, you can choose either Claire first or Leon first, and then you can play through the game as one. Once you beat the game the first time through, you can go back and play as the other character. I chose Leon first and Claire second. That's how I did it in the original game, so I wanted to see it done again in this remake. I really like that. But as far as I'm aware of, in case you're curious, the canon version is Claire first, Leon second, so if you care about that, and you want to go with that pathway, you're more than welcome to. Well, I did like these diverging pathways. It was fun to see what each character was up to while different events were going on, but also there was a problem with that. There was a lot of continuity and event errors in the story because at one point, for example, I had a boss fight where I went in this area and then all of a sudden this boss attacked me and I fought the boss and the area was destroyed and stuff was thrown all over the place. Then on my second playthrough, I got to the same area and the exact same scenario happened, the exact same damage occurred in the area. So just like things like that didn't make sense, where it was mostly the boss fights and things like that where an event would occur and then you get the exact same event in the exact same way with the other character. Which, it was fine, it was easy to overlook, but that just was something that was kind of odd and didn't really make a whole lot of sense with the diverging pathway. Don't worry, once you beat the main storyline, you have still lots more to do. Like I said, you have the two different pathways. You can go back and play the other side of the story. So like I said, I played Leon first, Claire second. So once I beat the story, I can go back and play as Claire first, Leon second, and see that side of the story where events are kind of shuffled around a little bit, where Claire's getting a lot of the main action. But beyond that, once you beat the story, there's still lots more to do. Don't worry. You have the fourth survivor mode, which is kind of a timed survival, get out of there scenario, and who could forget the fan favorite tofu mode? Well, these things are all great. There's also three or four free DLC storylines, which are really fun, and I'd highly recommend checking out. Like I said, they're free, which is awesome. So the gameplay of Resident Evil 2, it's just as good as you remember. It's all about solving puzzles, killing zombies, and not getting your face eaten off. So what I really liked about the gameplay of Resident Evil 2 is it was lots of fun and really intriguing. It was really intense to be walking around this police station and trying to find all the different pieces of the puzzles and also avoiding different enemies. But what the hell? How many shots to the head does a freaking zombie have to take to die? I swear, there was like 30 times where my ammo was slowly depleting and I was getting really nervous because I was running out of ammo, but this freaking zombie would not die. Well, it was cool to watch their flesh and stuff get shot away by each of my shots. I just really wanted that guy to die. One scenario I had at the very beginning of the game, the very first zombie rises up out of the ground, and I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. So I shoot him in the head a couple times, he goes down, and I go and collect what I need, and as I'm coming back, he's still getting up. So I shoot him like, what, 4 or 5 times, and he still didn't die. It was a little aggravating, especially when the ammo in this game is very limited, and you're going to find that out really quickly. As you explore, you're going to find new and better weapons to help you effectively take out the zombies, but Nothing will save you from the horrendifying Mr. X. Nothing except for running the hell away. This guy was a true force to be reckoned with. You'd be in a room trying to solve a puzzle, and all of a sudden he would come pounding through the doorway, and you can hear his horrendous footsteps from a mile away. It was really intimidating and scary at first. You'd come around a corner and see him waiting for you, and that's when you knew you just had to run away. Well, this was welcome at first and kind of intimidating and terrifying. After a while, it kind of just got annoying, and his presence was thoroughly unwelcome. Especially at one point, I was trying to solve a puzzle in the library where I needed a lot of time to figure it out, but he just kept interrupting me, and I'd have to stop doing my puzzle, run away from him, wait for him to go away, then go back and continue the puzzle. And I had to do this several times because he would just consistently show up, and well, it does make sense. It was kind of annoying and just kind of tedious. But it totally doesn't ruin the experience. Like I said, his presence is very intimidating, terrifying, but after a while it does come annoying, but it's easy to look over. With the story continuity errors and Mr. X's eventual annoying presence and the zombies' lack of dying after so many shots to the head, this game has a few problems, but they're very easy to look over because this game is so well done. But graphically, this game is stunning. It's really, really scary and intimidating, especially once you come around a corner and there's no lights and your character has to pull out their flashlight and use that as their only way of seeing. It was really, really scary. It looked really good too. There was stuff all over. The detail in the environments was incredible. All the character models and the enemies, they looked really, really well, especially the horrendifying G. His fleshy appearance was very, very grotesque and disgusting with the new revamped graphics instead of being a blocky mess as he was in the original games. Here, he's really gross and intimidating. His eyes, it's all gross and disgusting. It was really, really cool. Technically, it ran really, really well. I had little to no frame rate drops or I had no freezes or crashes. The only thing I didn't notice is that when characters were talking outside of cutscenes, their mouths were kind of moving weird, but it was an easy thing to overlook because it rarely happened. In the end, I really loved my time with Resident Evil 2. It was such a great experience, and it brought back lots of memories of the original game. I would highly recommend this to anyone who is a fan of the series or played the original. But if that's the case, you've most likely already played this, but if you're still on the fence about it, I would recommend it. If you've never played a horror game or a Resident Evil game, this is a good start. It does a really good job of introducing you to the survival horror genre and really showing you what it's all about. This game has very few flaws, but the flaws that are there are easily overlooked because this game is just so well done. I had such a fun time and I couldn't stop even though I was terrified 90% of the time. And once again, if you're on the fence about buying this, not sure if you'll like it or not, I say go for it. It's a really, really well done game. You're having a great time shooting zombies in the head several times and solving puzzles. So please, go out and buy this game if you haven't already. I would really, really recommend it, even though if it might seem a little bit more price-wise, it's not $60 anymore, but it's going to be worth your money and time no matter what. Like I said, there's lots of content here. The story is really, really well done. Graphically, this game's impressive. The gameplay is lots of fun, and it's going to scare you a lot. I recommend this to anyone. So that's my review for Resident Evil 2. I really appreciate all your guys' support. It's been really awesome. I've gotten lots of positive feedback. I really appreciate all that. Head over to my website, check out all my other reviews I got going. Hopefully eventually I'll get around to making videos for all the ones that I haven't made videos for, but in time we'll get there. Yeah, continuing to work really hard. My next one's coming up is Crash Team Racing. When that comes out, I'm super excited for that one. I loved that game as a kid, so it's going to be great to see that one redone. Another remake, lots of remakes, but they've been really good remakes coming out and lots of good times. So yeah, continue to check out all my stuff. I really appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you next time.